For knowledge and information.
It starts with that self-knowledge and awareness. If you don't know your history, if you don't know where you come from, how could you possibly plan to know where you're going?
And adding the love. You have to add that love into that.
And you have to be willing to face the truth.
The truth. Do you feel that people in this country is really willing to face the truth?
No.
No, not when they.
She's laughing. So I want to hear what you've got to say.
I want to hear what you have to say.
So do I.
It's the most outrageous thing that I am.
No, tell me why it's outrageous.
And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
That question can be so varied across different people because
it's important then. So you're saying the belief system that you have encountered
Something that he told me basically. He was doing a piece for Virgin, a content piece for Virgin, and was asking him how to get more content. So he just came up with this idea. He started doing people interested in Banksies and things like this.
Right.
So he went to go to take pictures of these Banksies to incorporate that into the content for this project. But what he discovered was that when he went to go to see the piece, in the short space of time that he was there,
Do the spoken word and poetry, or was it just as we see rap stars, they're just naturally linguistic? You get what I mean? They didn't go to school; they just speak it as it is. How do you see yourself? Was it the underpinning from school?
And let's get another point from him.
It's a bit of both actually. I started writing like music probably when I was like 7, and I was dead back then. But I remember my mum was listening to Britain's Got Talent.
I was just thinking about my school actually. Can I do it without the beat? I've got some lyrics here. They say that I can intimidate with my attitude, but I ain't mad at you. I'm angry like any average dude. I do the damage do shit. Try to damage me. Tell me what can I do? I inherit insanity. I wish you had a clue. I have not to have a little. Trying to have lots. They're throwing spanners. They're trying to fiddle. I'm trying to farm my cash crop so I can blast off. They say I'm gassed today. You strike off at your matchbox, and yeah, I can go on. But yeah, that's the taste. That's what you're getting.
2, 1. What's going on YouTube? Hey, I don't even know.
I feel you. Black man, I am here. I am with you. Black man.
Respect. Yes. Yes. Wonderful.
So how do you get your inspiration? Is it like a form of channeling, or is it you're on the bus and something happens and you scribble it down? How do you get your inspiration?
Absolutely everything. First of all, it's a spiritual thing for me. It's a very spiritual thing, as I'm sure it's for the other poets in the room as well. It's a spiritual thing, and it's for me, it's a means of tapping into the source. Yeah, literally the source, and going inwards and being able to meditate, to receive. Like, I believe there's 3 levels of consciousness: the conscious thought and understanding that we're all here in this room, the subconscious that was built from when we were children, 0 to 7, and the super consciousness, which is the Godhead. And I believe that's where everything in the essence of spirituality, or all the information that's in the whole entire universe is. And we are able to contact and connect with that. Imagine, just look at us as some sort of modem or kind of like Wi-Fi type thing, and we connect to that and bring all that source of energy and information down to us. So during prayer, meditation, that's where all those things come from. So that's basically where I get my source of inspiration and spoken word, basically.
So, can you just give us a bit of spoken word?
Yeah, I was gonna look for something that I'd written or something like that. I just thought, like, because my name is Passion, and the other side of Passion is more serious and more, an artistic. What's the word I'm gonna use? An artistic. Can't think of the word. But basically, let me give you something on the top of my dome. Something just interesting. Just the fact that spirituality brings us to a place that we tend to want to see. Spirituality brings us to a place that we want to be. We want to be as one as the unity of everybody that is in this room. spirituality brings us to a place where we have to understand the grounds that we stand on. We are from a different dimension that makes us understand that we are spiritually gifted. Every single thing that we touch is definitely on a level that makes me want to desperately contact the future me and the past me and bring them together to a spirituality of unleveled insanity. So sometimes my poems could just go somewhere and I have to try and catch it back. So it's like, it's interesting for me because I can always tap into it. And sometimes I can tap out if I'm distracted. But yeah, that's a little piece of me there.
Again, same question that I asked Haley. Who inspires you?
You know what? Poetry wise, spoken word wise, I think the first time I was introduced to poetry was watching Love Jones. As I said, I was always that sort of poetry got me out of my shell, as it were. Poetry got me into a thing of even just talking to women, like talking to girls when I was a child, like, oh hi, let me write her a poem. That's the only way I could express my feelings of who she is, how she is, and blah blah. So the whole love.
Let me introduce you to Connor.
This is a poem called Battery. I wake up with the window wide open to the superb swell of sound of car engine growls and neighbourhood happenings. The light leaks into my eyes, awakening the pounding head throb of the night before, as I rack my hungover thoughts for one good reason, to be getting out of bed and facing the dreaded situation of an occupation that does not pay, of trying to type with my brain not working, of the girl I love, or who I think I love, who's saying nothing. And the more I process this hopelessness, the more the bug tells me to feel the stress, to be depressed, to let the anxiety run circles round my head like I know that it can, and it has, and it will. But I get out of bed and I go down the shops. For me Luke goes 8 pack of Rolos, buttered roll for the King Crips, always cheese and onion, 'cause this is Irish town, and it's an Irish town, and for once it's an Irish town in the sunshine. So I start to notice all those smiling faces, the cheeky chatter and neighbourhood natter, and this instills in me the minuscule glimmer of hope I need to go and have my tea out in the paddock with me Crip Sambo and me cuppa, listening to those manky smelly shouters singing tunes of melancholy, the misery of their message only matched by the sinister subject matter, despair inducing it should be, but instead fills me with a sense of hometown belonging, an inspiration that I'm not the only one who sees this manipulation and degradation of our country's working people, a degradation and bastardization of what is this country and our traditions, of our music and basic living conditions. And now I'm raging, but it's welcome like a furious burst of energy, thanks to which the pain leaves me be for long enough to check me pouch and savour a smoke, and then I'm up by mouth on me rubber, soaking in that smell of summertime, down to Deep's Diner, round that roundabout and round again, just to exist in that photographic Docklands bliss till I sense a switch to a stink that makes me shudder. It's burning rubber, and a keen reminder that the powers that be let us breathe in that clunk of metal while they're sat proudly top of the pile, putting pen to paper on the deal that they know and we know they cannot fulfill. But as the moment passes, the animosity in me falls by the wayside in my mind, and the wheels keep turning, and eventually I reach the long straight path of serenity that is the pigeon house key. And as you start strolling, excitement rushes into motion from the unmistakable sounds of the young lad's squeals as the Rings End boys' cold feet hit the cold sea, unassuming joy and unself-conscious terror in that rare split-second synchronicity. So it's down the half-moon baths for me, togs on, jocks off, with that awkward little towel around one-legged hop, the never-ending 5-second anticipation of what's to come. Will I, won't I, course you will, run and jump and dunk and holy fuck, you know the feeling. You're freezing, flailing, peacefully waiting, and in that precise time I can't help but be in the moment. In my mind everything and everyone is gonna be just fine, and who could forget watching the sunset outside the vintage. Spent me last £5 on the pint of Guinness.
Disgusting low quality alcohol to people. Those things are parts of the landscape of Tottenham. However, there is another side, that in Tottenham there are also organizations like Spoken, radio stations like SLR and Conscious FM. There are people like the Al-Qiblan Revivalist movement. There is the Chestnut Centre inhabited by people like Unified Learning. There is BPG, Black People Giving, and Wayewa. There is a Ma'at Centre. And there are people who make it their life's work to teach us about alternative ways of addressing our diets, promoting the growth of food like the Soil Sisters, making sure that if we choose to eat the wrong food, we can no longer say it's because we didn't know. Making sure that we choose not to embrace African yoga or Kazimba Ngoma or Masufa, it's not because we can say we didn't know those things existed. Making sure that our minds are filled with the right information and the right knowledge through continuous seminars that are aired online, that take place in venues all over Tottenham, making sure that our entertainment is edutainment, making sure that podcasts like this occur. There is a dichotomy of experiences. It could almost be considered to be like Star Wars, where there is a dark force. And let me change that, not dark, because dark is blessed. Let's say an evil force and a force for good. And the two are locking horns. They're fighting, but
Thank you. I just wanted to say, Shola, our solo story, thank you for your story. It's been a wonderful experience.
Bless up.
Thank you
Bless
so
up.
much.
Hashima.
Bye.
Hashima. Yeah. You got me started then.
I just want to interject here. How did you get to become one of Spoken's poets and spoken words? Was you scouted? Did somebody see you perform?
So
one of the things, and as Supreme said, one of the things I like about the spoken event and how you did it recently, because that's for me how I see events. It was cozy, but yet it was, it was a place that you could come out and enjoy the event, right? Yeah, and for me, that's how I saw a spoken event. For you, what was your experience of that event?
So I rely on other people to give me feedback. So when I go to Spoken and do my thing, the reason why I do it that way is simply because it worked the last time or the time before, and this is what makes the people happy. So I've just become very comfortable in my skin. You know what I mean? So you might have heard this one from that thing. Yeah. Or She Is.
Yes.
If her love is genuine and her innocence pure, her heart sturdy and her mind sure, she will stretch forth her hands like the rays of the early morning sun, seeping across silent fields, and touch you like the morning mist resting on a fresh spring bud. What she has to give is the essence of purity. It can be shattered as easily as a newly laid egg by words of insensitivity, false promises, and hollow lies, but as strong as a mountain in the warm light of true appreciation, genuine friendship, and cloudless love. Pity her not, for she knows what she is, a quiet breeze in a world of mindlessness. Take not her essence, unless replenishment is abundant in your heart, mind, and soul. Share not her troubles if her load is too weighty to bear, for her
cross is heavy, but still she walks. Her mind numb with pain, but still she talks. She is mother, father, brother, sister, and friend. She is woman, so don't forget. For when you are gone, she will still live on. That's wonderful comment. So you can see where I'm coming from with